Hello folks, going back to shoot a tree where I put the game cam and pick up the game cam. I just felt I needed to shoot it with 4x5. No clouds out today, so figured I'd get out here early. Just once the sun's up and shining, it's going to be too bright. There's a little bit of mist. Might be some mist in the clearing. That would be awesome. But we'll take what we can get. I just felt that tree in that clearing. It's got a little bit of character. It's not just a straight tree. And they have some color. It's a week later. So, but I doubt it. So, I'll see you when we get there, and we'll take a walk through the woods. And I brought 2 films with me. We'll have a FP4, and I opened up my box of Trimax 100. Got one on one side of the holder and one on the other. Just 2 pictures. And I just wanted to compare them. I love my Ilford film, but who knows? I may like Trimax better. I think I got that right. I've never shot it before. When I was younger, I always shot. That's a little burst. I always shot Kodak, I guess it was Kodak Gold at the time, standard color film. Never shot anything different back then. So this will be the first time shooting Kodak black and white. And I'm also interested to see how that Fomapan turns out, because that's actually pretty cheap. Buying it 4x5. And I am really shocked I have not seen a car back here, or truck. It is bow season. I set the game cam up and kind of looked around, made sure there was no tree stands. But I haven't been hunting in 20 years. Still have my bow though. Definitely don't want to disturb any hunters. So, alright, almost there. See you when we get there. It's a little bit misty. Like I said, I hope I'm not disturbing any hunters. I came put the game cam, which is still there. I didn't see any tree stands. But, the tree is turning color a little bit. So we will fart around and try to see which way it looks the best. Alright, let's find a composition. Alright, I decided on a cropped version of the tree. The sky is going to be too bright, so I decided landscape. It'll kind of show the width of the tree and keep the sky out of it. But just, you know, got some interesting trunk to it instead of just straight. So that's what I chose, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, I changed my composition. I'll show you why. I was thinking of shooting on the other side there. Here's the first spot. Just gonna have the tree front and center. As I was walking from the other side there, I was coming by here. Trunk's a little more visible, and the branches kind of arc over, kind of framing it a little bit. So I just felt it was a better look, a little less sky, I guess. Tree's going to be front and center. No lead-in lines. That's the subject. And we'll take the picture. I'd put you under the hood, but it's pretty dark, so it's not really, can't really see. You can't even barely see the branches up there. So let me meet her up, take 2 pictures, and go back and develop. Alright, that's the 2 shots in the bag. FP4, it was 2 second, the meter was 2 seconds, adjusted exposure for reciprocity, I got it, half second, so 2.5 seconds. Got a little bit lighter out by the time I got the, set up for the max, and it showed 1 3/4 second, so I just went for a straight 2 second exposure, well, quarter stop. Alright, let's wrap up and go home. Alright, I really hope there's something on the game cam. Just seems like such a pretty spot to do some wildlife photography. I'm sure if we have a real rainy season, this has probably got some water in it. It rained all day yesterday, so my feet are soaked. Should probably wear my boots, but these I have on Lone Peak hiking shoes, they dry out pretty quick. I will see you back in the darkroom. Welcome back to the darkroom. We're going to print our 4x5, our Kodak T-Max 100, and our Ilford FP4 of the tree. I am probably only going to print one because I'm kind of running out of pearl paper. So we'll do a contact sheet, see which one looks a little nicer, and we'll print that one up. And if everything goes smooth, maybe I'll print both, just as a comparison. But if not, I'll scan the contact sheet so you can see if they turn out good enough. But just wanted to see what the difference between T-Max and FP4. Okay, sorry about the messed up contact sheet. The slides were still in from the 35mm. This is the Kodak. This is the Ilford. This is going to be a much easier print than this. And when they said finest grain, they weren't kidding. I just focused in the negative and you can barely see the grain. So we're going to start off with this one. If we have enough paper, I'll do this one. But that's just crazy. The other difference I noticed between the two is the Kodak, the actual negative, is thicker. You can also feel that when you're trying to load it. Ilford negatives, super easy to load. They just zip right in. Kodak takes a little bit more fiddling. I noticed that also with Ektar 100, the color film. I noticed it was same thickness. It's just a little tougher to get into the film holders. Alright, so we'll do a test strip and see what we come up with. Here's the test strip. 3, 6, 9, 12, and on up. Definitely too dark in here. I'm thinking the 6 is looking okay. Tree trunk's still a little dark. And the grass is a little light. We'll do a test strip. We'll do a test strip at 5 seconds in between. See what we come up with. Alright. This was straight 5 seconds. From looking at the test strip. Too light in the tree. This wasn't too bad. So I'm at split contrast, 45 seconds, contrast 0. And then I went 4 seconds no filter. It was too dark, even the leaves, so I cut it in half. I went 23 seconds, or basically in half. And with contrast 0, and I backed this off to, let's see, 5, 4, backed this off to 3. Leaves look good, these tones look good. Tree trunk's still a little too dark, so I'm going to do 25 seconds and 2 seconds. Let's see what we get. Don't mind the heater. It's a little cold out today. Alright. I mean 25 seconds. The tones look good in the grasses and the leaves. Tree trunk's still a little dark, but it looks like it did lighten up more than that. I don't want to go any less than 2 seconds. Second and a half. We're going to do a full print, 25 seconds, just a hair under 2 seconds. see what we get. Decided to print the Ilford. I'm going to show you. I thought I was going nuts. This is the Kodak test strip. Notice something different. They're reversed. I started developing this, and I'm looking at the full print hanging over there. And I see this is going the opposite way, and I'm like, no, I put this in the right way. Emulsion face on the paper. So once I got it in the water bath, I opened up the enlarger, and it's the right way. So I was like, maybe I had this reversed. So I went and looked at this negative, and didn't realize there's really no dull side to a Kodak negative. You can definitely tell the difference on the two sides, the emulsion side and the other side of an Ilford negative. Though it didn't handle the highlights, there's a lot more shadow detail in the Ilford than there is the Kodak. So we'll see if we can bring out these highlights, and I have a feeling I'm going to like this print a little better, because there's so much more in the tree than, we'll see though. It might darken up. So we're going to split contrast this and make a test strip, see what we get. Alright, not sure why this is so blown out. This is the Kodak one. I was thinking of this one as I was printing these, because the tree trunk's so dark, even at 6 and 3 seconds. I was barely under 2 seconds trying to get any detail. So on the Ilford, it was coming out too light up here. So I decided to extend the, even down here was a little light. So I extended the time without the filter. And I still have plenty of detail in the trunk. This is at 15 seconds. So I think I'm going to go a little longer on the contrast 0 and just a little bit less on the with no filter, and see if I can get more out of this. But definitely two different films. One likes shadows and one likes the highlights. Alright, thinking about the exposure on these two negatives. There really wasn't a whole lot of range. We're looking at like EV 3.8 to EV 7. So I kind of put the shadows on zone 4, and that's what I got. Just really surprised at the difference in the two, between how bad they were. One looked great, but there's literally hardly any shadow detail, and the other one's super dense in the highlights, but the shadows are really good. Alright, hopefully I didn't ruin the video. Kid watching TV. He was a little loud, told him to turn it down. So, a little disappointed in the Ilford this go around. There's like a detail, there's sticks there. It's just gone in the Ilford. And maybe the reciprocity chart was wrong. I had a dark spot in here, metered at like EV 3.8, and the moss down here is around 4. Leaves, the brighter leaves are around 7. And I set it on, zone 5. I put it on EV 5. So these were, leaves were 2 stops over zone 5, and everything else was, the shadows were like a stop and a half down. Ilford, I mean, the shadows look good, highlights are done. As it turns out, I much prefer the Kodak T-Max print. The shadows are a little deep, but just picked so much more out. Same f-stop, both were shot at f8. Within, all I did was put the dark slide back in, flip the holder around, and remeter just to double check. So the shots were only, 2 minutes apart at the most. Did change just a little bit with this. Of course, this is 100 speed, this is 125, which I didn't forget to change. And this metered in, like a 1 3/4 of a second. So I just went 2 seconds. Easier to look on the stopwatch. But that's what it is. So I scan them in, and we will see how it goes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Throw a comment in there. Let me know what you think. Right now, I'm not too happy with that Ilford negative. I expected more, at least closer. But maybe I did something wrong, but I don't think so. The only difference was T-Max was fresh developer, but they're both 31:1. So I developed the Ilford right after the T-Max with using the same developer. Not sure if that had any effect on it, but alright, see you next week, and catch you later.